Uh-oh. Hope it didn't freeze crash. A moment, everyone. Well, since we are on a blank screen and everyone is listening to me talk to myself, I will take this second to say welcome back, everyone, to Kerbal Space Program 2. Hopefully it will load in a moment and we will be all good. Our other option is it will crash. Oh, nope. It loaded. Awesome. We need science. Like, we've got money coming out our noses. We need science. So, one of the things we're going to do is check out the science contracts. Now, we do have the anomaly survey contract, and this is probably going to be one of the ones. Arctic ice. So we will do that, and we will basically build our space. We'll build our plane, and then we will launch it in space and have it come down on top of it. Maneuvers. Exploring. No. Fortunately, must have this out. Perform. Cold oceans. We are going north. We should probably do this. Problem we're gonna have: low in space, flying low. Temperature, cosmic ray, data camera, telescope, material. Not a great idea. Why not? Hopefully, in theory, we are going to be able to build a craft that meets all of these requirements. In practice, yeah, that's either going to go perfectly fine or absolutely terrible. Not really an in-between. Open. Load up the skimmer. Will start retracted. Retracted. Switch our editor over. And we're going to bring this up. Now, there are a bunch of things we're going to need to do for this. Most. This is going to be a very difficult thing to do because we do not have MechJeb giving us the control assist. So this is going to be yes, tough would probably be the optimal. Painful is probably the most accurate, but here extra tank. Not that one. there. Theoretically, we shouldn't need it, but by doing this, reminds me, parachutes, does this have parachutes? I don't think it does. Awesome. Separate on its own. Pins. There. Oh. Oh. Bit better, but we do need to properly. Good. Okay. Now, here comes the part that's going to be not complicated, just a little annoying. Cosmic. Okay. Cosmic ray. There. Yes, it is upside down. If I do it the other way, I really can't use it without using the thing. Laser surface. Biodrill. Temperature. And we already have cosmic ray. Low in space. That's technically easy enough. Flying low. Temp. Fine. Material study and biodrill scan. Laser surface scan. We already should have that. Atmospheric pressure. That's the accelerometer. Atmospheric pressure. Photo, which probably gonna be at the bottom. photos just in case. We need a data camera. Cool, that is Kelly's. Oh. Why not? There. Case. Bio. Drill. Hmm. I have to assume that's the bio drill, but sorry, buddy. You are not getting a jet. Actually, neither of you need this so much as you all need parachutes. So, even though it's not gonna protect you guys because, you know, you're gonna go splat well before that stuff works. Data camera, bio drill, laser. Surface scan. Let's see what we get out of it. Think. Toss this on there. Uh, thing, but I think we already have it. So you're gonna plus mesh. Save it. One of the things we do have to do though is find out where you have to land. Anywhere on the ice is fine, as long as we get to the crash site, do our observations and all that. Great. We then have to carefully find the ice shelf, splash down, do our research, and recover from there. So this is technically a land and takeoff mission. Hopefully we're going to be doing fine with it. We don't need to do much of anything. I think the biggest issue we're going to have is, I don't know if I set it up so we can repack chutes. I hope we can, because doing a splashdown at speed is never convenient or safe. Lock our S because we are going to need it. Okay. Check the map. Where is the crash site? Crash. Splashdown for ice shelf. Okay. Add navigation. Shame, because we were flying past this. But it also is a relatively decent aircraft. So, theoretically, if I do this carefully, northern ice shelf, and then the crash site. Flying low and low in space. Gentle, gentle. You have to be really careful with it, actually. Oh, that was problematic. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to do a straight vertical up into orbit, planial turn, and then go from there. Not great, it is very wasteful for fuel, but since we are not really getting into orbit, it's actually going to be a little bit more convenient for us. Our biggest issue is going to be making sure that we drop out of orbit in the right place. This could become very bad very quickly, as you just saw. Go, go, go. Come on. Don't overshoot it, though. Also, slow your speed down, because that's what caused the crash in the first place. See? This is why we don't run maximum thrust on this. Only run it just to get off the ground, but I need to be a little bit more careful. I keep overcorrecting, which, as you can see, I am getting punished for heavily. Go. our thrust down substantially. Keep it on a nice low course, and we've overcorrected too much. Now we just need to be careful because, as you just saw, we've already overcorrected. Come on, you can pull it back. You can pull it back. Nope. And that was... reverting to assembly because balance this load better. So in order to do that, I'm going to intentionally build a waste tank. So, anyone who is watching this has ever seen a waste tank, but as you see, that is ever so slightly off-center. That means everything is going to go poorly. So in order to recenter this, something like this. Significant presence. Don't. I think this might be too much. Yeah. It needs to be significant enough without off-centering the weight. Okay, that's good enough for me. Then we're messing around with fuels. Even though it will not be used for it, drop that tank into there. Ability. Parachute. And parachute. Now, what we're going to do, take this guy, bring it up here. Our X. Bring them up as well. And basically, when that launches, this launches. Now, if I want to be smart about it, what I could do is separate this from the rocket, get mass, create a tank with the exact same mass, and go from there. For right now, we are off-center, but we are off-center in a way I can adjust simply by okay. cleaner. Save it, launch it. Theoretically, I could fly this. Done something like it before, but it is very difficult. Takes a lot more patience than I currently have. It takes a boatload more intelligence than I'm currently willing to put into this attempt. If I had the mech installed, wouldn't be a problem. I could just tell it, hey, put this here. And so long as it is physically possible, mech will make it happen. But as you guys have seen in our last season, I do rely a little too heavily on mech, so I need to be a little more careful with it. The other thing is I did not select our location. So, unknown crash site. And then quick save so we can deal with it. Now if you look, it's 900 kilometers away. I'm going to be a little bit more careful. Since we are weighted a little better, as you can see, the SAS seems to be doing a perfectly content job of keeping it stable. Cool, no idea what it is I just clicked on, but sure. Slow down a little bit. Why did that... Hold on. I thought the engines kicked off. Why'd they... I realized they didn't kick off. I moved the camera and created false sonic booms, which led me to believe that I burned up the fuel that I didn't burn up. This, my friends, is why you do not just listen to your ears. Ears, eyes, taste, everything. If it can give you a data input, use it. Otherwise, you do stuff like that. Or stuff like that. That should have punished me a lot more than it did. But hey, if it's gonna let me get away with it, I'm gonna bring us up to just shy of 200. And we are going to sit comfortably there. Now, the ones that are almost crashed out are those. So, theoretically, when they do run out of fuel, and we gotta be careful because they will run out rather quickly. Come on, stabilize it, stabilize it. Come on, come on, come on. You can pull it up. It is a little bit funny that that actually worked, but yeah, it's definitely overcompensated, so quick saving it is. And this is why we are going for a directed launch. The instant we start rolling, it starts giving up on us. First, we go to the map, select our target, activate the target again, engines up, SAS on, and we are going to do a nice cautious launch. We do want to stay slower until we are in the upper atmosphere, because at this rate it will do bad things. That I don't get, because I'm not really changing my distance, so why are you giving me any numbers? Like, I get it, I am moving fast, but fast does not mean anything if I'm not going in the right direction. Just slow down just a little bit. Let those separate. Now, I don't mind that we are bleeding speed right now, because we have so much extra burn time and we are not that high up. Not to mention, this is, like you've all seen, a very unstable vessel. So we have to use the fact that in orbit, air resistance is not going to harm us quite as much, although I should give ourselves a little bit more speed. I think we are far enough up I can put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. We are over the 10-kilometer mark, and as we come up into the upper atmosphere, we should be fine. I will say this would not work in real life the way I'm doing it. Like, I'm sure there are some scientists who could come up with a formula and a computer program that would allow this monstrosity to work, but yeah, it was not something I would want to be in or part of or anywhere near. Thankfully, we are pushing up, so we will exit the atmosphere, which will allow us to do quite a few of the experiments we need to do. But yeah, I am not even, like, we are very high up. I'm still not turning, because all it takes is a little bit of instability, and like, that's it. So we're gonna do a tiny turn. Itty bitty turn. I just realized Yeah. Hey, friend. I need my parachutes. I'm pretty sure we accidentally engaged one parachute already. Great. Because again, check your staging. Also, we're in orbit. We don't need to be laughing about. Actually, engines down. Max thrust. Max thrust and go. Because we have, what, 30 seconds of fuel, but quite a bit more in the next level, so. Disarm. Thank goodness it let me do that. Launch that. Actually, drop the throttle even lower on this because the only thing we really need this for is making ever so slight adjustments. Aim prograde. Reason for that is, yeah, honestly, the reason for it is safety. Prograde. Where is Tundra? My friend, show me map biome. Zoomed in map. Map type. Biome. Highlands. Cosmic ray. Transmit. Why not? Flying low and then temperature. You want to come in at an angle because this is gonna get real ugly real fast. We are moving quite substantial, and the wings are not designed for that, not on this aircraft. Okay, thrust at 100. Point me retrograde and go. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to reload, and it looks like I'm gonna have to be smarter about this because I waited way too long to retro thrust out of that, which means I need to overshoot and then undershoot. Also means don't discard the big tank until I'm truly out of fuel for it, because as you can see, that just spiraled out of control. Could I save them? Probably, but then I have to send a rescue mission to go get them, and they are not dead, so they get to try again. I'm here. Activate the crash site navigation. Activate the thrust. Set you to 100, just automatic. And go. We're gonna bring our engines down and let them just idle our way up, because yeah, that seems to have been the best success we had. Go to here. Double experiments. Cosmic rays. That's the thing I forgot, is the collection. I might be able to hit collect all. I'll see. Yeah, we'll find out. We're not attempting an EVA report, not while moving at speed. That seems like a good way to make it a permanent headstone mission. And we're not trying to do more of those. We've already done that in like our first mission, so no more tombstones. Clear. Speed is ever so slightly decreasing, but stability is still fine. Altitude is climbing. Once we reach 10 kilometers, we will push the engines to a heavy burn. And there we go. Now, I don't know if it's going to get mad that we are pushing this hard while still in secondary level atmosphere, but we will find out. Just keep the burn going. Push us towards a bit of a northern track. Too crazy, just light. Gonna carefully wait until we reach orbital. Re-engage these engines because, like I said, we have to think about this a little bit better. Re-engage the engines and bring her down. Come here and see how far we can push it. Okay. Engines max out. All the thrust we can get right now. Remember, we want to overshoot. Retrograde. Okay, give me the zoomed in. Rotate us so that we're facing the right way. A little bit. Re-entry. Soon. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Falls down. Power. Now out of power. Retrograde, please. That's where we actually want you pointed. You just freaked me out for a moment. Increase time. No. Go out atmosphere before we age, map type, biome. Let me tundra, cosmic ray. Awesome. Keep collect. I don't think this is gonna work, but hopefully we slow down a little bit before then. You're still going way too fast. I do worry about pointing us retrograde because it is very, very easy to accidentally mess it up. Hoping this time, because we started bleeding off the feed early, we should be fine. But I do know for a fact that as soon as I separate, this is going to want to flip out of control. Keep it going. If I can get her separated. Oof. Okay, nice and careful. I do know we have to fly past the tundra in order to get to the other site, so... we are at least on our way. We are, however, going very fast for the aircraft we're using. Yeah, no idea where that stuff's at. We are going very, very fast. We're just under Mach. And honestly, if we keep this speed and rate up, we will hit Mach. There we go. Use that boost right over the Mach limit. Are descending, but we're not descending that badly. If I can get us pitched up just a little bit. They destroyed. Fine. Okay. Still, not the worst. It's nice to know that, for the most part, this whole thing's relatively clean. I do want to come back here and say, hey, the northern ice shelf, ice cap, tundra. Drop the resource overlay. We're coming in at 10 kilometers, so we're bringing ourselves down, which is bringing our speed up quite dramatically, but we should be fine to come in, cut the engines out, coast on in. I just realized I don't have any air brakes on this. So the best I can do is push it into a upward incline and then dive back down. Gear down because we are under 100 meters a second. A rougher landing than I thought, but we are slowing down. I just hope we slow down enough. Ooh, okay. Now we give a tiny amount. Actually, gauge brakes. Cut the engines. Quick save before we risk blowing ourselves up via poor judgment. That, turn off the brakes and go nice and slow. All ahead, slow. Discovered an unknown vessel. Yep. Cut the engine. Extend the ladder. Bob, you are cleared for EVA. Quick save for safety. Let's see what they think of our investigation. Don't look like it came from carbon. You don't say. Keep. That's good. Contract complete. That gave us a little bit of science. Head back. And then we have to go over to the tundra. Tundra. Board. Enter your seat. Exit the camera. Retract the ladder. Come back to here. Landed in tundra. That is what it's requesting. Hope we are still able to take off. Bring the gear up. Activate that navigation. Thankfully, even though we are moving very, very fast, we are rather stable. We have plenty of fuel. Yeah, not a lot of tundra, but it is there. There we go. Yeah, this jet is silly, but it works really well, honestly. What's probably going to happen is we're going to hit here, do our temperature, as we fly over, come back around, slow down, try to land in the tundra. And then very, very carefully, we will look into like being splashed down in the northern ice shelf. We do need to bring ourselves a little lower. We are gaining altitude a little too quick, actually. Wait, hold on. Can I go faster by going higher? Yeah. Let's do that. Yep. As long as we keep going in a positive direction, fine. Come on, push us, push us. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be good. Alright, just push us across at high speed. Let's see. With the afterburners, we cut our fuel down quite substantially, so we're gonna avoid using them for now. It is a little crazy to think about the fact that we have only a few minutes worth of fuel in here, so about 10... is it 10 minutes? No, 20 minutes, I believe, because 60 seconds in a minute times 10 is 600 seconds, so yeah, we have 20 minutes of fuel. So theoretically, enough to do what we want. However, I did see we are basically here, so if I hit there, I can just beeline straight for the ice shelf. Oh, careful. We do have to come in with enough speed to keep flying for the temperature, right? Temperature scan on a low fly. Hopefully I can avoid one of the trees, because that will be a very sad ending. Uh-oh. Keep it. Select all. Gear down. Give ourselves a little bit of speed so that we don't just fall out of the sky. Okay. Are engaged. Hopefully we slow down before we have any issues. Deploy all. keep board. The deploy all. B and then C because B. And then C. And then C again. Deploy all except EVA. I didn't bring a material study. Bio drill. Hey, Valentine. Friend. Extend. Are you able to access this? I think we have to use Bob. I think Bob's got the right one. Board. The Bob EVA again. Base. EVA scientific experiment. Surface sample, keep it. Inventory. Wrong inventory. Inventory again. Why can't I? I place it. Operate. Select. Pick up. F. So that was not the bio drill. It is problematic. Retract. Board. C. So we have everything except for the material study and the bio drill scan. Which means we're gonna have to come back. And I don't like that. Engines on. Brakes off. Speed up. And I want you to take off at your earliest convenience. And by earliest convenience, I mean instantly if you can. Okay. Prepare for a splashdown. There we go. Accidentally had the SAS off, which, as you saw, made this a very finicky aircraft. thankfully this should be an easy enough target to hit with a rocket, so we should be able to build a remote rover for the material study at least. The bioscan, I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, we won't make it if we're going that fast, so leave it as is. Level out. Collect everything. All except EVA. Collect everything again. Okay, that's not great. Why are you continuing to go into a decline state? Temperature scan, keep, collect, crew report, keep, collect. Okay. You're going good enough for now. Check our map. Okay. Okay, we have enough fuel to get there. It's just gonna be a matter of getting the right spot. I have to remember when we reach, what was it, 10 kilometers out or something like that, we'll start slowing down. When you reach 5, you cut the engine and coast. I do need more height. I am woefully inadequate for the amount of height I'm going to need to pull this off. That's a weird... just... everything. Crew fort, flying over the tundra. Keep, collect. bring it down. Zoom in. Need the brakes just for safety's sake. Pretty sure we're gonna run out. Quite quickly. Fly up, and we are just going to flash. Cut the engine, deploy all except EVA. And yet they still EVA'd. Deploy all. Board again. Get back in your seat before anything terrible happens to you, because yeah, that's an option that could happen. Take a photograph. Cool. No, don't tell me I'm out of electric charge and that's why I'm... No. Subsystem. Cool. Collect laser. Keep. Keep. All. Log. 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 And recover, because I don't know what is going to consider itself complete and which isn't, and because I'm required to do it in splashdown, I have no way of forcing the issue. I don't know if it's upset because they are underwater or what. Which means I might have to cancel that contract just because it would be incompletable. Like, yes, I could send something out there that's supposed to float, like a raft or a boat, but that's kind of a moot point. Oh, I know what it was. It was not happy because of the location. So we gained a whole bunch of science from it, but we are gonna have to fix some of those missions. So, another nice self splashdown is gonna be a thing. The bio drill scan and the material study. We're going to work on those two right now because they are theoretically the easiest. With the exception to that problem being, aside from the material study, which is my own fault, I should have known to bring a mystery goo along. Don't know what the bio one is. New. And all we're going to do take this, bring it up. Okay, that's irritating. Oop, caps lock's on. Mission ship. Zoom in. Flex. Power, because that is the most important part of this. Ground, we want landing legs. This is going to be a very simple mission, as it were. Probably the best way to describe it. Since you are landing. Small panels, nothing major, just something that'll keep the whole thing from dying. Then neat. Okay, I do like the way that looks, so what we're gonna do is here, there. Now we have some panels. These guys should be, what, tiny amounts of power? Yeah, like negligible amount of power, but theoretically should be enough for us to pick up a charge and then use it. Drill bay. Right. just for safety's sake. Toss that there. Now, other one we need is a bio drill scan. So let's check out our drills. That didn't work. That didn't work. Do a systems check. Okay, you need to be facing that way. Run the new systems check. Beep. Do, 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 do. Okay, that should be relatively fine. Now we go to utilities. Grab ourselves a parachute. Set of drogues. Another set of parachutes because the look of that one. So that's what I'm going to use. It does mean that these guys have to come up here. There. Not perfect, but it should work. Then, oh, because it is important. One of you. One of you. Close that. You. And now we're going to couple you together. Are also going to grab our body for this project. Hey. Out. Come to our fairings. Oh, grab this. Plus a bunch of you on. Might be like the only time I get this to actually work. kind of funny. You know what? Not opposed to that. What we want is to make sure that we have our staging fixed. Boop, 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 boop. Up in the upper page. These go, we want this. Small wings. Small wings with control. Grab up. We want div. Okay. Again, not perfect, but you have to unlock the the Arctic site, because this mission would have been so much easier if I could just launch from it. $15 minutes to get this guy aiming north and basically doing a powered descent. Ready, ready, ready. Save, launch. And of course, Okay, less fuss, more burn. Wait for the stabilization. Okay, there we go. Bring on the tilt nice and carefully. Nothing too extreme. We do not want to go into a flip setup again. Okay. That go for a little bit. This reminds me a lot of an ICBM. Although it technically would violate, I believe, a Geneva Convention as a cluster munition with, you know, these side torpedo-looking things that seem to jettison off and then go crashing to the ground. Oh, we are way up on it. Alright, laps. Let's get facing the right way. Engines. Burn. Well, that's gonna be a thing. Well, we will be in the right area. It's just going to take time. I hope the parachute engages. I feel like the parachute should have engaged by now, so we might just hear a boom as it hits the ground. Like Wile E. Coyote style. Oh, it is slowing down. Cool. And the parachutes didn't deploy, and because we're so close to it, it is letting us land with it. It is funny. I do have to slow down though, because that is at a different altitude than us. And it hits the, what, 2.5? Be worried about it, so... Okay. I guess at this point, it's just a matter of time. I don't know why, but the extra chatter from the radio actually is kind of nice. Extend, 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 extend. I find it funny that technically, I think the panel was doing... Uh-oh. That's no bueno. Alright, let's time warp for now. Hmm. Yeah, they did technically go off early. Like that, shoot. No command connection. So technically, this will land safe, whether I want it to or not. Okay. Of course, none of our satellites are in position, so we might be stuck until I can get a satellite looking at it. Don't explode, don't explode, don't explode. Awesome. Now that you are on the ground. Come on. And of course, the drogue chute's just opened, so we are now moving even slower. Physics warps. Just in case. Save, give it a second. Okay. Now just let it go with its own little thing as we approach 1,000 kilometers. Let those deploy, and then, yeah, 3 meters a second. This is probably the softest landing I could do. Okay. Awesome. Uh, and, 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 uh, science, biodrill scan, and material. That is it. And then recover the vessel to complete the mission. I still can't believe I mixed up the order for the shell. That's a bit of a pants on head moment, but it landed safely. I definitely put way too many parachutes on it. Tracking station so we can clean up debris sitting on the top of the planet. Boop. Done. We can exit this. I believe we will start the next one looking into what kind of science we want to do and potentially looking into starting the next KISS station. Well, technically it's a KISS station, but I digress. Just a sneak peek. Let's see, anything of interest. Hydroponics, so logistics again. Advanced solar, nice. Electronics. Advanced unmanned. a whole bunch of scanners, which again would be nice. All right, that's enough sneak peeking. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.